is sitting right now, we cannot let what is happening continue unchallenged. Number two, by setting this committee up, I'm conscious of the fact that I have a job to do as the Senator of Busia, and I'm assuring you very soon you'll be seeing the consequences of some of the work I've been doing in Busia to make sure that the public funds are not stolen by rogue leaders. So there will be no contradiction. What we are not going to begin engaging in is early campaigns in the name of holding rallies, but preparing for an election, like to begin preparing for voters to register, beginning to prepare for people to take IDs, beginning to prepare, like we must campaign and make sure that the elections for president terminate at the constituency. We don't want any elections taken to Bomas. The Constitution is clear in Article 138, Clause 2, that where more than one candidate is cleared to contest for the presidency, an election shall take place in each of the 290 constituencies. This idea that the election continues to take place in Bomas has to stop. That's how we end up with presidential elections that are not conclusive. Even you saw in the US the other day, they have got states which are similar to our counties. You see the elections ended in the states. The formal announcement of the leader will be in January. But already we know that President Trump has been elected. Equally, for us, we want on election day to know who the winner is. Then we can wait for the IEBC to make the declaration some 10 days later, performing some form of ritual, a formality. But the real election, the real contest must end in the constituency the way the Constitution provides for it.
All right.
This issue that came up that you have got a presidential returning officer created not even in the Act of Parliament, not in the Constitution, but in regulations must be stopped. I know the courts have endorsed it, and that's why we must take it back to the streets and override what the courts have done by undermining the Constitution. In the Maina Kiai case, the courts undermined the Constitution in the sense that they allowed that presidential thing to be there. Right now you have had people saying they were talking about transmission of results being banned electronically and what have you. If we terminate these things at the constituency, this transmission of whatever will not be there.
All right.
Even TV 47 will call that election for us, will tell us this election has gone this way or that way, or there's no winner and therefore there will be a runoff. We don't have to wait for the IEBC, because the IEBC results that will be in each of the 290 constituencies can be taken up by anybody, added, tabulated, then you can do that whether somebody has received the 25% threshold.
All right.
Or somebody has also received the 50+1 threshold, +1% threshold. And that is how, for me, we must get these elections conducted. So one of the major things we have to do, we have got the question of registration of IDs of new voters.
Okay.
There's the question of registration of voters, IDs for new voters, then registration of new voters, then determination of elections at the constituency. We don't want Bomas to be there, and at the next elections, there will be no Bomas and there will be no Chebukatis of this world.